Welcome. I'm Dr. Victor Quevas, and welcome to T.E.A.M Podcast, where together everyone achieves more. Today, I am privileged and honored to have yet again, for a second time here in the past couple of weeks, a young man here from Waterbury running for state representative in the 71st district, Michael Grosso. Michael, by the way, I want one of those shirts. I love the shirt. It's pretty cool. Mike, thank you for coming here today. I know you've been
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, you've been on the campaign trail, man. I talked to a couple of friends and family members in Middlebury, Connecticut, and I know they've spoken to you, and I know you have been out there in Waterbury as well, community groups and radio stations. You're all over the place, man. You're hitting the ground running. I am proud of that. And tell me a little bit. What are your plans coming up in the next few months, going into July?
For the most part, it's going to be just door knocking and, putting up more signs. I qualified for my state grant.
Awesome.
I received the money.
Awesome.
So I have signs. I have palm cards, door hangers.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So Mike, if people that are watching the show want to get a sign that live in town plot in your district or in Middlebury, how can they contact you? Do you have a Facebook, right? You have a Facebook.
Yes,
What is the Facebook? You can throw it up there. It's in I think I saw Michael Grosso for state rep for the 71st, right?
State representative.
Okay, so Mike Grosso for state representative
71st
for the 71st district. They'll find it in the search.
Yes.
And they just DM you, and you'll then reach out.
Or they could just, if they can't find it, which they should have no problem, but
Right.
you can also DM me on my personal Facebook, which is
Okay, on
just
your
Mike
personal
Grosso.
Michael Grosso. Okay.
No, it's Mike Grosso.
Oh, it's Mike Grosso. Okay, on your personal Facebook. That's
Right.
important because people might want to get a sign that, a friend or family or are supporting you.
I have plenty of them. I have the regular yard signs, and if anybody lives in a high visibility area in my district and they want, I have 4-foot by 6-foot signs as well.
Awesome.
Which we'll be happy to put up for you if
That's great.
you want one.
So you're also seeking some volunteers, people that are willing to volunteer too. Reach out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of area,
Yeah.
to door knock. It's all of town plot. It's all of Country Club, and it's all of Middlebury. So anybody that would be willing to help door knock, make phone calls, you can also reach out.
It's crunch time, Mike. 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crunch time. So let me ask you a question. In Waterbury, the two polling places are Tinker and Kennedy, correct?
I believe it's also Gilmartin.
Oh, Gilmartin too. Can't forget Gilmartin. That's right. All right. That's the one on the other side. So that's awesome, man. So you're going to have to hit the road running pretty hard on so it's a big area when you really think about it, because you got to go across from the west side of town to the south side of town, upper south, right? That's part of your area. So
Yeah.
I forgot that was part of it. So now Middlebury's a hot spot because Middlebury, is primarily Republican. And a lot of voters there have a good voting percentage. What is some of your strategy that you're going to be using besides door knocking and making phone calls? Are you I know that you're planning some events. There's an event coming up, you said, in July in Waterbury, right?
Yes. It's the last Saturday in July. I believe it's the 26th or 27th of July.
Yeah.
It'll be a meet the candidate at Chase Park.
Nice.
It'll be hamburgers, hot dogs, I believe ice cream. And
that's important, getting people out just to meet you and talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real relaxing to understand that, this is an opportunity for you to be, people see who's Mike Grosso, who am I, and nothing better than a burger and ice cream and just having a casual conversation, listening to people.
You should know who you're voting for.
I love it.
And if they, if their views are the same views as yours, if they deserve your vote or not. So come out and talk to me.
Yeah. Mike, I followed some of your platform, and I abstracted some things from it. I know last time you were here, we talked about your energy bill that you were thinking about doing, and we'll talk about that another time. I don't want to leak out this bill you've been working on.
Yeah, I'm not leaking it out.
but there's another item that I saw that you talked about a lot in a couple of places on a radio station. I also heard you talk about government overreach, and you had some issues with government overreach when it came to vaccines and people's exclusive rights to what they choose to get vaccinated or not. And you had a problem with that, and a lot of people have a lot of problems with that, especially post-COVID, with some of the lingering issues that happened post-COVID after people volunteered to get vaccinated and things of that nature. And I'm not going to go and talk about COVID, but I do want to talk about
We're not really volunteered.
or not really volunteer. But let's talk about government overreach, right? Like, talk a little bit to that. How do you feel about that piece, about the government, the state government, and what would you fight for?
So the government's not here to run your life. It's not here to run your house. It's not here to raise your children. The government is there to help the people. It's not there to be your parents, to be your guardian, to be your judge. And I feel like, it's not there to be your doctor. And I feel like that's where we're headed right now. There was a bill that passed this past May that it's called the standard of care. They took it away from elected officials, put it in the hands of one person, the health director of the state of Connecticut is the person that determines the standard of care. He could change that standard of care at any time he wants. He just has to give a 30-day notice. And he can add, subtract a vaccine, like I said, anytime, as long as he's...
And mandate is what you're saying?
So they stopped short of calling it a mandate.
Right.
All right. But what can happen now is an employer has the right to say, hey, we're going to follow the standard of care.
Oh, wow. So that can affect employees. Yeah.
So an employer could say, hey, you need X, Y, and Z vaccines if you want to work for us, or if you want to maintain your employment. And your choices are to either get those vaccines or go find a job in a place that doesn't. It also took away the religious exemption for children in schools.
That's pretty horrible, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's
it's absolutely terrible.
So I know there was another bill which you had some gripe with, and it was about I'm trying to
homeschooling.
The homeschooling piece. Yeah. So that was another government overreach, right? Like, and again, I look at this as being reactive, not proactive. We had a young guy in Waterbury in your district that was found, AKA, I mean, I'm not judge and jury, but allegedly he was kidnapped by a family member and held hostage at home without feeding him.
He wasn't kidnapped. He was living with, I believe, with his father and stepmother or whatever.
But I was in your district, right?
Yeah.
So on that, so what I'm saying is from a holistic perspective, the state looks at that case, and all of a sudden these laws are flying out about DCF and their involvement to now have the right. And I know there's been some massaging of the bill because I spoke to some legislators, right? And some of it was completely overreached. Then they kind of calmed it down and made it only in certain circumstances, regardless of the fact. I know there's a lot of people out there that are homeschool moms and dads that do a fantastic job, stay accredited, and stay in contact with the local school district to make sure that they're staying abreast academically, following all the laws that they have to in terms of making sure the child's reading and math and science is all within standards of the child's age. that's all being done by a lot of parents that kind of know what they're doing. You can't take a bad experience and punish everybody. And this is almost like what this seems like, really. But here's the bigger issue. There's a two-prong effect, I think, Mike, when you had brought this up in a different program. And I like what you said some time ago. DCF can't keep up with their current status of work. Now we're going to add an obligatory standard that, if there's 25,000, 50,000 homeschool kids in Connecticut, now we're going to have to assign DCF workers to each family to do home visits periodically. Do you know how much work that is? I mean, you're asking.
It's insane.
It's insane. You're asking.
Well, Connecticut is notorious for not letting a tragedy go by without trying to add government overreach. Our state never lets a tragedy go by without trying to just push a little more into your life and strip away your rights a little more.
So isn't that funny? So when you really think about it, bad things happen, and we all learn from mistakes, and we all have to rectify some of our mistakes and never step on that same road that we crossed before because we jaywalk and get hit by a car. We don't want to jaywalk again, right? It's hypothetical.
Right.
But we should be working on some of the basic stuff, right? Which you talked about. And I saw you doing a roundtable in the community recently where you talked about a community group about affordability, about, people's paychecks are not getting bigger, but everything's going up, right? At some point, where does it stop? Where does that inflation stop? You can't, let's not blame, national politics. Let's talk about local politics. Talk about the state of Connecticut. Where does it stop? How do we kind of get our hands on that and say, we have to either do one of two things. If this is going up, then let's work for the workers and let's figure out how do we get all these workers to have average jobs? How do we get them to have equal pay that's going to allow them to sustain this economically, right? I mean, I saw you talking about that. It's pretty interesting, your views on that. And I think in lieu of that, I have to say that you received an endorsement from somebody, which is, by the way, I want to say I'm super proud of you, Mike. You got an endorsement from a union. Do you know that history shows that not many unions reach out to Republicans for support, right? But your rhetoric is not Democratic, but you're a conservative guy, and you are a union guy.
I'm a union guy.
And so tell me, you got endorsed by what union?
And endorsed by the Connecticut State Building and Trades Council.
Huge, very active union. They have a lot of, they go out and door knock for you, don't they not?
They do.
Oh, that's awesome. Can't wait to see that.
They're affiliated with 13 construction trades.
Huge. Huge.
Believe it's around 30,000 workers.
Huge.
Yeah, it was I really, really, really appreciated to get that endorsement.
That's huge, Mike. That's impressive. Not many Republicans get called to that table. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
No, you're right.
And I'm not saying that you're not a Republican. You're wholeheartedly a Republican. And so, but it's a testament to your middle way about working class people, and that's why this organization reached out to you, and they're gonna step up for you. And I think they're going to make a difference. And listen, I want to thank you for coming on, Mike, because today is we're getting closer to August, and the closer we get, the more help you're going to need. So today is a good opportunity for me to say to the people in Middlebury, the people in Waterbury, if you want to see change and you want to drive change and you want to change the lineup, if you will, here's your guy right here, Michael Grosso for the 71st District State Representative for the 71st District State House District in Waterbury. Mike is doing a fantastic job as an alderman. If he asks the tough questions, so Middlebury, get ready, help out, drive that change. Reach out to Mike on his Facebook. Again, thank you for coming, Mike.
And feel free to reach out to me about anything. I know people that may say, hey, I don't really know him, so I'm not sure if I would vote for him.
Yeah.
I'm very approachable. I'm very reachable. I will respond. If you send me a message, I will respond to you. If there's any concerns, any questions, anything you want to know about me, to make sure you're making an informed decision, just feel free to reach out, and I'll be more than happy to answer whatever questions it is. Whether my answer gets your vote or doesn't get your vote, I'll still answer it honestly, and take it from there.
Love it, man. Mike, thank you for being on.
Thank you, Doug.
Again,
Appreciate
Team
it.
Podcast, Dr. Victor Quevas today. Another segment here briefly with Michael Grosso for State Rep 71st District. Good luck, Mike. God
Thank you.
bless you, and look forward
Appreciate
to
it.
seeing you all.